Rick here from Strum Life. Today we're going to learn how to buy a guitar, what to look out for. Right here I have a nylon string acoustic guitar, and if you notice the strings are made out of nylon, which is easier on your fingers, and it's used for a lot of like classical guitar. Also could be used for like blues. As a beginner, I don't think you should pay no more than $250. I do strongly also recommend that you also know where your guitars are coming from. In other words, play them and see if they're playable. Playability. I strongly feel that comfort at this point is way more important than the sound that it produces. I'm meaning tone. You know, you want it workable and you want it to sound pretty decent, but you want it comfortable as well. Now, here's a few things you should look out for when purchasing any type of guitar, whether it's nylon string, steel string, or electric. Alright, so what we got right here are the strings and the frets and the fretboard. Now, you want the strings to be pretty much not super close, but you know, this gives you an idea of how far away the strings should be on from a guitar, sometimes closer, depending what kind of style you're playing. Another thing that should be really important is the tuning pegs. These things right here. This is a tuner right here that comes separately, but here's the tuning pegs. Now, one thing that you want to be very, very careful about is making sure that the tuning pegs are in workable condition. You want it to be able to easily just be able to tune it up and tune it down without skipping. You should be able to hear the tone. You hear how smooth that was? Because if you get a crappy guitar, usually you'll hear it and it's like really loose. And all of a sudden the tone will go, you know, it'll just go out of tune and it will jump. That means that these tuners aren't doing too well. And there are guitar manufacturers that put out new instruments with those. I've seen that. And the playability of that's very important. You want it to be smooth. You don't want to be all, you know, you need a wrench or something to move them. You don't want that. You should be able to turn it with just two fingers on your left hand, on your fret hand. Now let's talk about the frets. So these metal things here are called frets, and you want to. There's a few things you want to look out for. You want to avoid what's called fret buzz, which you hear this sounds really nice. Fret buzz is when you press down really hard and you get something like that. Like that. That means something's wrong with the neck, or something's wrong with the fret in general, or it could be a bunch of things. By the way, if you do get a guitar, it's strongly recommended to go ahead and get someone to service it. Usually it runs about $100 to get it what's called a setup, basic setup, where they adjust a rod that's inside the guitar and to adjust the bridge and everything. A lot of guitars have adjustable bridges. Acoustics usually don't. Now let's go ahead and talk about what to look out for and how to make sure all your strings are sounding good on the frets. Usually you just take one finger You hear how clean those sounded? It should be like that on every string. So when looking at a guitar, that's one of the things you should look for. Now please keep in mind they do make guitars in several different sizes. This is a regular size guitar. Another few really good tips on purchasing a guitar is knowing what kind of style of music you want to play. If you're an eclectic kind of a person with a ear for everything, a standard acoustic guitar would probably be the best thing to start with. I also recommend that you play several guitars before you pick the one you want. It will also give you an idea of how guitars are supposed to feel and sound. If you have a friend who plays guitar, be sure to bring them with you. Now, there are several places you can get a guitar. If you go on Facebook Market, there's usually good deals on guitars. However, if you do that, I do recommend you going to a music store and getting an idea of the feel of a good working guitar. Another good obvious place is Guitar Center. They have at least the ones I've seen, have a used section that guitars are at pretty good, decent prices. Once again, I need to emphasize, do not buy guitars that are costing more than $250. That's just way too much. When purchasing a guitar, wherever you buy it from, see what their return warranties are like, in case that's not your cup of tea and you don't have a guitar sitting in your bedroom for years because you just got turned off to it. Make sure you get something not based on looks, more for playability. And on top of that, get something that makes you just not want to put it down. Thank you for checking out this video. And next week we're going to start talking about stuff that you might want to put a little bit extra money on the side for when purchasing a guitar, like a tuner, a metronome, picks, and all that jazz. We're going to discuss that stuff next week. So thank you. Bye.